you see, yeah, I'm really happy to see. Well, this is the thing. I can't really see you guys, right? So we'll try it, but otherwise, you know what? Well, we'll do that. I committed to doing this live on YouTube, and just so maybe other people can see it on their own time, and there could be questions, that other people might not think of, but really, can benefit from, that you can think up. So we'll try it and see how it goes, right? And so let's see here. So when I was thinking about doing this Muladhara season, I really wanted to kind of start, not superficially, but just sort of slowly walk us in, and then just see what started to resonate for people as they come into their own practice with it. Because there's so much in it. And I'm sitting myself with really wanting to dive deeper into a practice that is, that's supported in a group, that we can really explore what it really is, because some of these old yogic technologies, as we are upgrading as humans, it's nice also for us to practice these tools, but then add our own experience and our own revelations to it, to keep on evolving the experiences, and also that we have more on the template. There's more meat on the template, so to speak. And so this is why I'm really excited about it, and wanting to just cultivate this community of exploring these practices, And I think of you guys as friends and allies in the healing arts practice. And so I'm really excited that you guys are here. Now, I also want to say to everyone, who might look at this later, that these practices that I am sharing are limited to my own experience, to my own understanding. They are definitely not complete in all its, knowledge and all what it has to offer and what it's about, because it's vast. The information is vast. People work with these technologies from so many different vantage points and perspectives, right? So my hope is that, whoever is attracted to these kind of descending practices, that you try it out for yourself, and that you have your own unique experiences and your own understandings that really start to become an embodied experience, to make it a little bit more whole for you, right? So that's sort of my intention with this, and that's why I really want to be connected to you who are practicing and might, go and look at some of the journeys that I offer, and just to sort of get the feedback and see how the experiences are for you, And when I think about it, because in Tantra, Tantra is not that old, like 500 to 1500 century, was a real strong tantric movement. And what it means is just like, we believe in that source, that we are source, that the body is the source, is the temple of the source and the practice of the source. And this is our altar, and that we bring everything into the body to really have a direct experience in the physical construct of what source, what's pulsing through us, so that we are continuously in connection with it. So that's why these sending practices, I love them, because they have been my support in so many ways, shapes, and forms. And it's, how I have, chosen to sort of walk into my more awakening, just bringing more of myself, onto this path and in my everyday life, right? So are you still with me? Are you still with me? I'm like, this is so crazy. I'm going to wait and see if you guys are still here. Oh, great. Thank you, Priya. Thank you. Yeah. Okay. So I guess, all right. So I know I've sat in your group, I've sat in your frequencies before. And so I love it. I love because you guys are such powerful bringer of of just your signature, and such powerful creators in your own lives, and just holding the truth, in the moment. Whatever comes up, I've seen you and I felt you and had those experiences with you. So I really would like to, before we start, perhaps with some questions, direct questions, and some sharing. Let's get into a little bit of coherence. Let's come into our field, because this is what this is so yummy. So let's have that first, right? So if you are in a place where you can sit down and be really comfortable, and just again, erect spine, but then drop the body and let gravity just bring you into a beautiful hug, right? So let's do that. I'm going to see if we can put in some music so we have that. Oh, here we go. Yeah. So let's do that because it's so important, really, to stay in our own power and to be in a place of integrity with our own energy here, with our own body. So come into this beautiful place of just allowing, practicing trust in you, practicing trust in releasing some of the tension in the body and allowing the beautiful hug of gravity to be felt by feeling the weight of your body. Yeah. And then from, even like slump a little bit so that you can feel the difference from, the sort of curved spine to an erect spine. So just see what it feels like to just like dump the body first. Yeah. Just allow it to sit down and then just come into opening up the spine in a neutral, erect, vertical position. And then keep everything else, relaxed and soft. And then see if you can even sense some of the extended aspects of you, that you are, the outer field. You are not just here, right? You're not just the physical, what we see, the visual aspect of what we see. We are also the non-visual aspect here. So see if you can feel it, because we can feel that. It can feel like a static, and sometimes that static can be a bit irritating, and so that's a sensed feeling. So if we can soften even that extended aspect of ourselves, see how that feels. So we set an intention to just soften that as well. And maybe perhaps walk out to your edges and see how far you can sense yourself. And if you're not feeling anything, just, imagine, use your imaginary body to help you. And you might get a visual, and not really just sensing, but just a visual of where it is. And that's perfectly fine. And there might be colors as well. And you might have a sense that comes on board, a flavor or fragrance. You know, your body's highly communicative, multi-dimensional in this communicative movement. Yeah. So when we've taken a little notice of our own inventory in that sense, let's bring our awareness into the heart, into our base camp, our center of our chest, and just sort of ride our breath into the heart. And let's open up. Let's open up our heart coherence a little bit more, and by opening up the breath, right? So in breath 6 counts, out breath 6 counts. So let's come into the in breath, through the nose and out through the mouth. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And again, in 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And out 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And remember, we are pretending, sensing, imagining that we are actually breathing through the area of the heart. So we can breathe through the front, through the sides, or the back, or the middle, or we can just have a full circular breath throughout the entire realm of the heart. So we can take a breath in. So we take in breath from all places. We roll the breath in through all the sides of the heart, all the directions. And we exhale out from the center and out through all the directions of the heart. See what that feels like. So in 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and out 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yes, and in 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Again, out. Yeah. 2, 3. Oh, yeah. 4, 5, 6. Good. Wow. We are definitely incoherent. We are in the coherence, right? I feel you. Beautiful. Yeah. Whew. How are you feeling, ladies? Are we feeling a little bit more familiar here? Because this is where we're all connected, right? This is where we are at home. Oh, yes. All smiles. Beautiful. Definitely. Yeah, definitely, Priya. Absolutely. This is where we are. Learning of, I'm assuming that you went and saw some of the guided journey in the Muladhara video. And if there is any sharing from that experience, that would be lovely Just could be, very short here or just some kind of high points. At least, if it was helpful or beneficial for some aspect or movement that you were sitting in or trying to move through, that practice were able to give you some support. Okay, very helpful. Interesting differences between the sides of the cube became clear to me. That's fantastic. Yeah, yeah. So isn't that amazing how we can actually come into this anatomy, right? This sort of yogic anatomy of these subtle bodies and become aware. Yeah. Yeah. So, we can't use anything or transform anything and or work with anything unless there's movement in the present moment, because there's a lot we can collect information in our mental structure, but actually we can't transform and move something unless it's moving in our bodies. So the yantra, when we are like, people say, well, is there actually a lotus in my pelvis? Well, it depends on. Yes, there might be. I mean, in anatomy, I didn't see one when I was in med school, but we didn't do those subtle dissections. But what I'm saying is that when we put into our intention and bring our intention, our thought forms into the subtle bodies and rearrange these electrons into the subtle body and move and move. We have a movement, right? So that we intend these movements and we know these different qualities that are available for us in those centers. And so it is a place for us to come into the data, the information from a felt place. So that when we are breathing into the petals, for example, it's like a balloon where we're taking it's like when we actually giving a balloon air, how it opens. So when we take in so think of it as a balloon. So it opens up and then we release it, and then we're letting the air out, so to speak. There is a movement there. There's a motion there. And that motion once something is moving within the context of those subtle bodies, and that's the center, it actually mobilizes then these inherent traits, right? So it's all information. It's just how we actually are able to relate and connect with this information, this high intelligence in the body in actual form. So in the subtle body, when we're working with the energetic body, these movements come up so that we are actually able to feel it. So it's really important. And in the beginning, this is why it's a practice. We're not always going to feel and sense it. And sometimes people are very more visual or they're more auditory. So they might get the information through that. They might hear the movement opening up and down. They might see it, and they might do all of it. Feel it, sense it, see it, hear it, right? Smell it, right? So there's so much. But this is a way that we awaken our nature through the power and then the intelligence of the lower center, right? So this is why when we first start with the 4 petals, and when we start with the primary attributes, and then there are deeper attributes that we will continue with, but these are the first attributes, right? That is stability and grounding, the balance with ourselves to the left, with the natural aspect in the natural world, the sustenance from the back, and the protection that we can receive and waken up in our bodies. And then to the right, we have that strength of really embodying, right? Embodying these movements and feeling it, so it wakes up. And this is the power of bringing subconscious awareness to the conscious awareness. This is the power of healing and transformation, actually. So this is what we're doing. And so when we use the mudras, when we use the meditations and the toning and the chant, we are continually maintaining the activation, stabilizing. Think of it as going to the gym. When you start, your muscles, you knows what to do. You can do it, but the weight of it might have to start with really light weight. And then after a while, you can get stronger and stronger. But not only do you get stronger and stronger, your muscles get bigger and bigger, right? And towards you can see it. So it's the same thing. The more we use it, we are going to be directly connected to it. And it's going to get stronger and stronger as we're going to feel it. So we can come in to it, and we can take a breath and feel if it opens up or if it's closing, and if it's, and what is not opening up fully. Then we know that there's some work and support that we have to do, some self-care through the path of the Muladhara, because there's some kind of stagnation or blockage there, right? Does any of this make sense, loves? Any questions? Yeah, so much sense. Yeah. So let's it really does make sense. Okay, good. Yeah, because there's so many ways we can explain these practices, these technologies, and we've heard it so many times in different ways. And so I just want to make sure that the way that I am explaining it and sharing it, that it actually, lands. Sometimes our own universe just becomes our own universe, but it's nice if we can share and it opens up and other people are sitting in the same sort of universe, right? And by the way, the electro-ecstatic universe is one of the, I have to say, I am a bit biased to it, but it is the universe to be in these days, really. The ecstatic universe is an amazing universe. Because that's part, that's where the body is. So let's do a little bit of a practice with this, just what we did, right? So there's 2 ways we can check the Muladhara. So let's practice that. We'll start with what can be a little bit more advanced, but so I'm going to go there right now. And what we'll do, we will just do a check-in, right? And what we'll do is we'll use the mudras, the hand gestures, and we'll bring the index finger and the thumb pointing together, and we'll close the rest of the fingers, and we'll put, and we'll like a triangle. Let's see if I can show you. Like I'll just do this, like that, right? Okay. So these are the mudras, and this is the particular Shina Maya mudra for embodied knowledge. And it really helps to bring All mudras help to bring energy, your awareness, and the breath into these different centers. I mean, we have, hundreds of chakras, but we are looking at the primary in-body chakras, and we're doing the primary mudras for these in-body chakras, right? These, primary ones, right? So this is what we're doing. So we'll bring them, and then we'll just sit and open up the breath, and first let yourself just sense where your breath is. So just don't do anything with the breath. Just keep the mudra in the position and the gesture, and then the posture here with your spine straight up. And just notice where your breath wants to go. And you might sense the downward direction of the breath, the downward direction of your awareness, the downward direction of the energies. Yeah. Ravi. Hello, Ravi. Welcome. And so now, as we are doing a check-in with the Muladhara. So we are in the Chinamaya Mudra position. And we are noticing our breath coming down, our awareness going downwards, our energy moving downwards. As we are communicating through the body gestures, where we are wanting to engage our being, right? And so now I want you to take a breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. And again, in through the nose and out through the mouth. And make the exhalation longer than the inhalation. And in again, and out through the mouth. And you might feel a cascading movement of the energies coming just further down and down. And here, let's do the check-in. So we'll go to the first, the pedal in the front of the Muladhara. We have 4 petals, right? So we go to pedal in the front. And with the in-breath, let's sense and see how much it is opening up, or if it is opening up, or if what the quality is as it is folding out, or if you get any kind of information as it is folding out, or if it's not. And the same what it feels like when you take a breath out, if it is relaxing in. Just feel it and see how your body is communicating it with you. So with the in-breath, we want it to open up. And with the out-breath, you want it to soften and come back in. Good. And now we're going to the left the same way. It might be a little bit of a quicker tempo here. You might need more time, but I just want you to be sort of introduced to this practice. So you go to the left again, breath in through the nose. As the pedal to the left just opens up. And then out through the mouth. And see how it's softening inwards. You can do one more breath to the left. And let's go to the back. Take a breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. So in, let the petal come out and just see what and how it is unfolding, and if it is unfolding all the way or halfway, if it's smooth or if it feels hard. And let it, on the out breath, allow it to come back in, easily folding in. See if it's a tight fold or a loose fold. If it comes back like quickly, like one of those things that you blow when you're, partying, those beep, beep, if it rolls back quickly, or if it's slow and soft like a wave. Good. And then so let's go to the right here, which is our strength and embodied petal. I take a breath in through the nose. Allow it to open and unfold outwards. Think of it as bringing air into a balloon. We blow it up, right? And then out, we let all the air out, and then it folds back in, right? One more breath in and out. So what happens, like I said, sometimes when you practice, you will see your whole body starts to become a big communicative, organism. So it's sometimes you can feel your whole body, just responding and opening up and awakening. Yeah. So how did that feel? Did you feel, so when the Muladhara is balanced and strong and it's not overwhelmed with a lot of discord, there's a smooth opening, and you will find what the smooth opening, what's your baseline, but you might feel, but if it doesn't open up, if it's like, it doesn't open up, it feels like hard or something, then you know that there is some discord, some heavy energy, something that is blocking it, some movement there that is holding it, stagnant. So that's how you can take a sense. And so that's a deeper practice, how to sense the deeper aspects of the Muladhara, the root chakra. And sometimes when you have that, the first thing you go to is go to the front and root. See if you can root, because the first thing that the Muladhara wants to do is to root us to earth, root us into our biology, root us into the form first. We cannot do anything unless we have the body, right? So he wants to root. So that's the first thing we are concerned about, right? Did anyone feel any of these movements? Ravi, so really feeling my own body, very powerful healing. Good. Really good. If you can, that's the first thing. We got to feel our bodies, right? We got to connect to our bodies to be able to do any kind of healing or creation. And I say creating spaciousness, creating what we want to create in our lives through our bodies. So that's great. Thanks for sharing that. So The other way we can also check, it's a quick check for our chakra systems and our centers, is through a pendulum, right? So the energies that is admitted through these chakras, the centers, are in a like a swirl, a circular motion. And so this circular motion, see here, Priya says, I felt it flowing strongly on the right side, and the back side felt like there was something there blocking the flow. Okay. So the back, is a place of sustenance and protection. This is where we, so do you feel that there might be something that is not rooted in your life, where you don't feel safe and protected, or don't feel sustained, supported? And sometimes those are sort of a subconscious movements first, and we might feel like, oh, I'm fine. But when we check in, there might be some subtle movements there that are still feeling that real protection in our lives, feeling protected in our choices. So it's good that you felt that. So I would say that's really beautiful practice, the sense of that you can sense that. It's so important, because then that your body is saying, hey, this is where it's at. This is where we need some tending to. And again, the first thing we do, we start to practice rooting, just rooting, grounding, right? Yeah. And we're also going to do the bija sounds, so we can come back and check that, okay? So another way we can also check is doing the pendulum. So the pendulum with clockwise is when the many blessings. Thank you, Ravi. Thank you. When the pendulum, so we have a circular motion, and that is when we are admitting. So then we look at that being a positive, it's open, and also how big the actual circle is. So we can take it in front. So we can, if this was my Muladhara, I would place it right in front, and I will look at if it's spinning clockwise or counterclockwise, and how much energy it's spinning with, right? So I can show you, just to show you here. So we can do one, I'll place it here, right in front. Yeah, this is not sort of like a beautiful view, but hey, this is what we're doing. So I'm going to place it, and I'm going to stop it here. And so we'll see what happens. And so it is starting to move clockwise. And we have a feel of it, right? So if it's clockwise, we can check it. Okay, good. And so we can do those. And if it's counterclockwise, then what happens is that means that the center's actually bringing in energy. It's sucking energy from that side because it needs it, because something is unblocked. So it's, and so that's how we gauge it. Or it's integrating something. It might be integrating something. It doesn't mean that it's blocked. It can be just in high thymus, meaning that it's actually busy integrating something. Some of the energy, some of the material, right? So that's another way to check the centers. So let's do. So first we want to do that and just check where we are first before we do our bija sounds. The bija sounds are the seed sounds for these centers. Each center has each seed sound, and the sounds stimulates the channels in the center, right? And when we bring the physiology in and the biology into the centers, each pedal actually is related to nerve roots as well. So when we bring the bija sound, it stimulates the nadis, the channel in the middle of the center, and opens it up, helps to open it up, because everything that is alive has a resonance, right? Has a vibration. And this high vibration, this bija sound, is associated to its highest function of the Muladhara. So it supports the vibratory frequency, which relates to the highest function of, the Muladhara. So that's how it, so it's an alignment. So we can say that we are aligning and balancing the chakra, the root chakra, with the bija, with the sound, right? So we can do that. So now that we have checked and we know kind of where we are, in how, if it's open or closed, or if they're not moving as open and freely, if there's a block, right? So we can do these two things. We're going to do the bija sounds. And also the second one is the meditation that we are going to practice. So let's go back again and come into the Chinamaya gesture. And the bija sound, we have L-A-M. That's how we're pronouncing it in the Western world, these sounds. So we want to purse our lips a little bit when we go lam, and we want to imagine that we were bringing our tongue up to the upper palate in sort of a square shape, that we form a square shape inside between the palate, the roof of our mouth, and our tongue. So we kind of imagine that. Lam, lam, lam. So this is actually also a bija, a gesture, when we are actually doing the sound. And the beginning of the sound, lam, brings the sound into the upper palate that has a lot of nerve endings, and also into the brain, goes in to activate the brain, and also the cranium, the actual outer part of the cranium. So there's fluid between the brain and the cranium. And when these structures vibrate through the stimulation of LAM, it excites the channel in the Muladhara and brings it into its balanced frequency, its resonance, right? So this is what we do. So we go ahead and we'll do that. All right, everyone on board? Thumbs, yeah? All right. So let's repeat. You can repeat after me. We're gonna do 8 of them. Because the Muladhara had 8 directions of sounds, and there's more, but we're gonna do. Thank you, Priya. Thank you. Yes, you're here. Good. I know this YouTube live thing is the only thing you can't see everyone. I'm so visual. It's like, so thank you, Priya, for supporting my insecurity of just sitting here on video by myself. All right, here we go. All right. 8 of them, 8 of the bija sounds. Here we go, and bring our awareness into the Muladhara. Lam, lam, lam. Lam. Wow. It's a potent group. See, this is why it's so beautiful when we do it in community, because it just, magnifies the energy. Like, amazing. Yeah. So, another sort of disclaimer here with the Muladhara also is the place where we have dormant energy that can become mobilized, and is referred to the Kundalini Shakti vital force. And there's dormant aspects of this vital force that is sort of our reservoir sitting in the lower chakra, in the lowest chakra. And if the climate and the environment is such, and it is sort of coded, it has its own movement when it is ready to move, and there could be small waves of it. So that can start to open up and come up, and you can feel a little bit of that energy. And so don't be alarmed. Okay, great. Calm, peaceful, relaxed, feeling me. Okay, good. Yeah. So many of us that are doing descending practices, so that are just sensitive human beings. When we do this technology, sometimes we can open up a lot that we're not prepared to open up and hold. So that's why I just wanted to sort of say that as a disclaimer, that when we bring our intention and our open heart into these practices, our bodies do what it wants to do, what it needs to do, and can come into a state of deep relaxation that really opens up room for our nature to start opening up and expanding, and this energy can start to come up into the body as a felt experience, really strong sometimes. So we just want to be aware of that as well. Yeah. So now you can go back and you can check the with the pendulum and check and see right about 2 to 4 inches away from the center, and see where the energies are. Maybe it was spinning clockwise before, but you might have a little bit bigger, more energy, more stronger current. So that might be seen objectively through the pendulum. And so to coming into a subjective experience as well, you go in to the center like we did before. And again, it helps with the Chinamaya mudras, and go in and just open up the breath and check on the different directions and the different pedals, front, left, back, and right. Take the breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. We are coming into the front pedal, the one that's in the front. You can feel that. See how maybe it's changed and how it's opening up and down through the breath, through the rhythm of your breath. Unfolding and then relaxing back. And then to the left, breath in. And relaxing back out. And to the back. Taking a breath in through the nose. Seeing how that back pedal opens up, extends. Long exhalation. Sensing how it comes back. Sweetly folds back in. And then let's go to the right. Take a breath in through the nose. Let's check here how that pedal of strength and embodiment just opens, unfolds with the breath in, and then out. And see how it just brings back the pedal into the center. Yeah. So Priya, I'm going to check with you if you notice any change, or anyone, if they noted any change from the check-in first and how it felt now afterwards. Sashidananda feelings great. The pedal feels elongated. Okay, awesome. That's the strength. It's just more, right? So that more of that, yeah, elongated. I got you, hon. Yeah. So that was a change then. Okay, and Priya says the back felt smoother this time. Great. You guys are awesome. Yeah. Right. Wow. This is great. Because these technologies, I mean, once we do that, they keep on moving. They're always moving. They keep on moving and moving and moving, right? It's like if you have a great workout, like a real hard workout one day, your cardio is up, and then you get the sensed feeling of, the benefits the couple of days after. You just feel great. It keeps on, supporting you. That's kind of how this practice is. It's like keeps on supporting you. Yeah. And there might be stuff coming up, that comes up that we are invited to meet, right? So because we're dealing we're working with the Muladhara, its primary trait is the survival, right? Security, right? But security of what? Our survival and thrival. That is its main concern. That we as a human being, as a species, survives, right? So it is predominantly, right, concerned with that on its primal, more physical level, that we as a species survive, right? So it's the security. And on the psycho-emotional plane, right, that we have security, that we feel safe, and balanced, being in form. The human experience is the toughest experience a soul can do. We are here to experience the human experience. I know that, but it's the hardest thing a soul can do. Right? It's not easy. So it really, these centers, we have them to really, as we engage them, to really support us. Yeah. So, let's see here how much time. Well, I don't have a particular limit, but do you have any questions for me? Anyone has any questions for me? Okay, yeah. Okay, may your healing time daily. Please, could you recap the mudra position for the hand? Absolutely. So the mudra position for the hand, index fingers, the tip of the index fingers to the tip of the thumb, and then the rest of the finger, 3 fingers, you curl them into your palm, and then you bring your hand face down, right? Palm face down onto your knees or your thighs. Yeah. So that's where, yeah. Did that help? So you rest them like this, right? And when you keep your spine up and you bring your shoulders down, yeah, you're welcome. You bring your shoulders down and back, and you just rest, right? Your arms down, and the energy then comes into the gesture of the Muladhara. Great. Puppies, there's doors over there. Go over there. There are doors over there. They're open. Go over there. These puppies wants to, there's so many doors here, and they want to go out through the doors that are closed, not through the doors that are already open for them. There are doors over there. Go there. There. You are so welcome. Yeah, I'm not going to go right now. I'm busy. You have doors that are open over there. Do you want to say hi? Here's Bo. He says, hi. Hi. You want to say hi? Look there. Oh, yeah. Okay. There you go. Now you're famous. So, any other questions? All right. I really want to be, okay. What? Yeah, I know. He's a cutie. He's a cutie. He's really a cutie. It's really a cutie. Now, I want to ask, because I also wanted to be able to give you a tools for the meditation, the silent meditation, but I feel like that's going to take a much longer time. And so I think I want to do that I am practice daily. Oh, okay. Great. You practice daily, Ravi. That's awesome. That's what we do. It becomes a way of life, right? To just keep our temple, that we are good stewards to our temple, because otherwise we can't experience anything if we don't have our temple at optimal, or as optimal as we can, right? Yeah, it's important. That's great. So what I was saying is, I think that I'm going to have do just a recorded video for the Elsa. So nice to see you live. Namaste. Hi, Elsa. Namaste to you too. Hi. Thanks for coming. So I was saying the silent meditation that supports the Muladhara, I think I'm going to do a pre-recorded one so that you can see that. And we're going to go into a mantra. We're going to use a mantra but I'm going to explain a little bit here. And we're going to use the bija sound, but we're going to stack it in between the bookends of Om and Nama. So we are making it a sound mantra that is holistic. And this mantra we are going to use quietly to ourselves as a vehicle to bring our mind into from the surface mind into the root mind, and to help us come into a state of a deeper relaxation, and just to help to keep what we have activated to keep integrating, right? And so there's so many reasons why people meditate, right? But so this is for the meditation for the Muladhara, and it encompasses so many other health benefits as well. But the mantras that we're using is going to be part of the bija. It's going to be in the middle. Bija is the seed sound. And then the Om, we're going to use the Om, Lam, Nama. Om is the universal sound. And it's also a sound for one of the higher centers. And Nama is the infinite, right? It curls up on itself as the infinite, infinity. So they're universal. And then the middle bija sound is the primary, specific, individuated sound for the specific individual center, and then it comes back into infinity. So the sounds that we're using is a holistic sound to bring alignment into the body with our root center. Okay, so and I'll just do a pre-recorded one for that. I think, yeah. Does any or if I mean, I'm not opposed to just coming in and just walking us into a few minutes of it. If you want a practice of it here, I can do that. Let me know. I'm here for you guys. I don't know if I have to set this text that there's not too long of a delay or something, but if anyone wants me to go through it, I can. Yes, please. Okay, I will. Awesome. Thanks, Priya. I will. So, Your Indian time, 12 a.m. Oh, wow. You're in midnight in India. Oh, you're in midnight. You should not meditate midnight. You should be sleeping. Ravi, sleep. Yeah, maybe you should sleep. But I'm so honored that you are here with us. Yeah. But I'm going to go through. So if you need to leave, thank you so much for coming and being part of the group. I love the group consciousness that are on here. It feels so good. Yeah, beautiful. So let's do a little walk in. Okay. So let's do a little walk in for the silent meditation using the mantra. Okay. And so the mantra now is Om Lam Nama. Okay. So let's come into a seated position again. If you do not have to hold the Muladhara, the mudra. You can just sit comfortably, however you are sitting comfortably, with any kind of support. Yes, Ravi. So much love here to you. And just have your spine erect. It's the most optimal and efficient way to work with your energies, to have the spine vertically to mama, to the ground. And so let's start to just say out. So we're going to start saying Om Lam Nama. So you repeat after me. Om Lam Nama. Om Lam Nama. Om Lam Nama. Good. And now whisper it. Om Lam Nama. Om Lam Nama. Om Lam Nama. And now say it to yourself quietly without moving your mouth. Great. Good. And I stop. Okay. So this is how we're going to walk into it. Okay. So let's start. Close our eyes. And start repeating the mantra quietly to yourself. Om Lam Namah, right? Quietly to yourself. And as you repeat the mantra quietly to yourself, you might notice that it changes, that there might be a difference in the speed of it. It might be louder or quieter. You might see the mantra as you're speaking it out, or you might just hear the mantra, or both. However it comes to you, however the experience of it is fine, it's natural for you. Just keep on repeating the mantra quietly to yourself. And as we repeat the mantra quietly to ourselves, our awareness can become attracted to a thought other than the mantra, or a sound outside of us, or a sensation in the body. Any of that, we just simply, when we notice that our awareness have gone to a thought, a sound, a sensation, that we bring our awareness back to the mantra, just very gently, and keep on repeating the mantra. Om Lam Nama. So it's a very gentle back and forth, no efforting. And as we repeat the mantra, we let go of any expectations. We let go of any moods, any attitudes. We just simply, very innocently, repeat the mantra quietly to ourselves. And if you realize that you have gone onto a thought train and it's taking you somewhere, when you realize that, you have free will there. You can, right, decide to stay on that thought train, or you can come back to the mantra. It's up to you. If you go on to the thought train, you are not meditating. If you are coming back into the mantra, you are meditating. That's the discernment there. So as things come up, it's fine. We just keep coming back to the mantra. So now let everything go. Let the mantra go. And just sit quietly. You don't have to open your eyes quite yet. Just sit quietly and just simmer and notice how you're feeling in the state you're in. Even though we just kind of started walking into the meditation, we still started doing a descending practice. So we don't want to just pop up. It's too harsh for our nervous systems. So just quietly just simmer a little bit there. And just notice what you shifted. That you brought your being into a descending love hug. Right? Because this is how you touch yourself with your awareness. And so just let your own nature bring you about. When it's ready to come out, just let the energy open your eyes, right? Let your nature open your eyes when it's ready. So this is, a beginning. This is a beginning practice, right, for the Muladhara. So we can then start practicing it either 11 minutes, 22 minutes, 33 minutes. Those are my recommendations. You can have whatever you decide, stick with it. So if it's 5 minutes, stick with the 5 minutes. Be realistic. If it's 20 minutes, stick with the 20 minutes. 22, stick with the 22. If it's 33, enjoy the 33 minutes of yoga. Right? Subtle yoga in the meditation. Yeah. And so when we come out of the meditation, you can set a timer, something that's gentle, and set it so that you have a minute or so to actually simmer. Because you don't want to come into a deep descending state and then pop up and go. Because what you have started to release and process is still in process, right? So you might have a headache after that if you come up too fast. You might be irritable. You might, all these things can happen if you just pop up too fast, right? So think of it as you're driving down the freeway, 75 miles an hour, and then you put reverse on. And so what's going to happen to the engine, right? So you have to be really, just considerate with your energy, right? And the body, right? So you walk in, you start repeating the mantras, and then whatever minute that you have, 10 minutes, okay, set it for 9, and then you allow a minute or so to, to simmer. And if you're 20 minutes, then, or 22 minutes, then set it for 20 minutes and 2 minutes to simmer. And if you're 33 minutes, then 30 minutes, and then let yourself have 3 minutes to just simmer, you know. And also, if there's something that came up in the meditation, you know, because we let everything keep going. We just keep everything go. We just come back to the mantra. But if something keeps coming back, and then after you have meditated, and it comes back to you, you can write it down. You know, you can spend those few minutes after to sort of simmer and just formulate what it wants to say. You could put it on a piece of paper or something like that, right? So was that helpful for you? So this is in the support of the Muladhara. So the Muladhara might be speaking all kinds of things for you or to you through this meditation. And as you are detoxing also on the physiology of it, you know, so things can come up. Yeah? I'm going to wait to get some feedback here. Yeah. So this is sort of that delayed response. I'm going to have to check and see how this actually works, if I can set it. I see a heart. Yeah, thank you. That's good. So we got live ones. You guys are still alive. And we got the dog snoring. All right, it's working. Oh, yeah. Okay. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. So I want to, unless someone has any more questions or anything to share, maybe we'll close here. Now that you have some tools to work with as you're, you know, these are just access points here. That was really helpful. Deepest thanks. My pleasure, Priya. My pleasure and honor. I'm so glad to have you here. So great to feel your energy. Sweet, sweet, powerful energy. So, you know, this is, I receive so much in my offering, you know. So it's this back and forth. It's a mutual, this reciprocity of the heart is mutual, you know. And so thank you so much for being here in this practice and with the group. I really appreciate it, and I'm excited about that. Yeah, and I'm excited for this first experience with this live stream. I'm a dinosaur when it comes to these things. Okay. So, well, let's not wake a sleeping dog. Well, I'm going to close the group. So let's close the group with some beautiful ohms. 3, the power of 3. Let's do that. And just from the state and place that we are, however you're feeling, however you are moving through the integration, remember that base camp is your heart, and your body knows the truth, right? So if you are in doubt with anything, go to your base camp. And now that you have the Muladhara awake and activated, always touch in and stay connected, because there's beautiful attributes in the Muladhara, right? Which is the pedal to the left, right? Which is the balance, the connection to all nature, you know, natural world, and to your own nature. There's so much there, so much there. So let's sing out the Om, the universal Om, the circle Om. Let's take a deep breath, and from our root to our crown, let's come into the vibration of Om. And again. And again, last one. Just to suture up everything. So much love here. And again, thank you for being here. Thank you.